I think it's really, really important to understand how big the behemoth is that Bitcoin is facing. And there will, of course, be efforts made on the part of the financial government complex to keep the technology at bay. Now, my guess is that they don't and they won't. Like if I sort of put on my Dr. Evil hat and imagine if I'm sitting in the enormous satanic chair known as the Federal Reserve Chairman's butt warmer, I would say, well, let's not kill it completely. Let's not kill it outright. Because it's big enough now that people will see what we've done and it really disturbs the villagers when a body falls from the sky. So what they're going to try and do is they're just going to try and not take out the revving engine with an airstrike, but just throw little bits of sand in it, little bits of sand in it, little bits of sand in it, until most people find it too difficult and cumbersome to use and then say, well, it was an interesting idea, just didn't quite work out the way that people wanted. And I think that is the great danger. The first bank or the first government that outlaws it completely, I think, is basically revealing to the world the weakness of their own currency, and that may have negative impacts for them in the long run. But my concern is that if they make it very difficult, not impossible, but if they make it more and more difficult for honest, law-abiding citizens to use Bitcoin, then it will, of course, displace itself into the black market and the gray market. And then, of course, then they'll say, well, you see, we told you it was going to be used for crime. Let's get back to fiat currencies, which is never used for anything destructive. And so my caution, my advice, my concern is that what I see in the Bitcoin community is quite a bit of optimism, and I would also a little bit of political naivete.